here we go, baby. The combo that we've been waiting for. We get down the Woe Eater, right? The Woe Eater gets a ghost form counter on it. We then sacrifice it to the Tend the Pests. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we get the Woe Eater back in hand. Morbid Opportunist draws us a ton of cards. This is just fantastic. And we got ourselves a Rite of Oblivion, because why not? Because why not, you know? Yo, that's brutal, man. Holy cow. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an absolute certified banger for you guys today. I'm super excited about this list because we've heard about Mono Black Sacrifice. Obviously, we've all seen it, as well as Orzhov Sacrifice, but I'm adding a third color in today's video for 3 times the fun. We, of course, are talking about an ABZAN Sacrifice list. And I'm really excited to talk about this because there are some combos and loops we can create with this deck that feel inescapable for our opponent. In some cases, they are inescapable. So before I dive in though and break this down in full, as always, if you are new here and you find any value in today's video, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help support and grow the channel. And I'd really appreciate it so very much. But with that being said, let's talk about the list, ladies and gentlemen. So this deck is called Team Kaya because I wanted to build around Kaya the Inexorable. It's a very amazing planeswalker that can exile anything, which is amazing. So we did start off with 4 of these originally, but obviously once the deck got built, we came back and cut it down to 2, just trying to make it as competitive as possible. And I think we got something pretty special here. But anyways, Kaya's +1 is what we want to focus on. Kaya's +1, if you don't know, puts a counter on our creature. And when that creature dies, it comes back to our hand. And we also generate a spirit token. So it makes our creatures kind of unkillable. And then on top of that, if they have die triggers, like, you know, when this creature dies, it generates whatever, we can keep triggering those abilities over and over. That's why it works so well in sacrifice builds. So we did a little bit spicy stuff in here to add some really interesting combos and tricks. But to kick things off, we do have the common blood money style 1-drop, 2-drop situation, because it is the best sort of start you can have with these kind of decks. We do have 4 Shambling Gas, 4 Eye Twitches, 4 Deadly Disputes, but from that position going forward, it gets a little bit different. So we've got 4 Prosperous Innkeepers. This card right here is going to generate us a ton of value because the treasures are very important, especially because we're running 3 colors. We want to have as much mana choice as possible, but also ramping is also a very good thing, especially if we can get Kaya down and a turn early. And then on top of that, it generates this life gain, especially if you stack these. It can get very, very good for us because there's ways to generate a ton of creatures at one time, which we're going to get into right now. So I'll explain how that ties in with the Innkeeper right now. So we've got a really cool combo here with Demigoth Woe Eater. I'm sure a lot of you are unfamiliar with this card, but I ran it in previous decks and it is one of my favorite cards of all time because what it does is when this card is sacrificed, it allows us to draw a card. And then our opponent's gonna have to discard a card. So that is a 2-card value swing, which is huge. And then we also gain a bit of life off of this. How does it tie in with the Innkeeper? Well, if you Tend the Pests, which is an instant speed sacrifice spell, kind of like Deadly Dispute, you sacrifice a creature, you are going to be able to generate these 1/1 pests that gain, you know, an additional life. I'm sure you know what a pest does, but you generate pests based on the power of the creature. So Demigoth Woe Eater, you're required on your upkeep to sacrifice a creature. Instead of doing that, you put Demigoth Woe Eater out as just, you know, a big 7/6 body to defend with. If you don't have anything in your hand to sacrifice with, it's totally fine. You could sacrifice your fodder like Eye Twitch, Gas, just generating value while you have this big 7/6 body out there. But ultimately what we're trying to do with the Woe Eater is we're trying to get off a Tend the Pests to spit out 7 1/1 creatures, which obviously gets us a ton of life. And then also we get to draw a card and our opponent discards a card. Huge value swing there. But on top of that, if we can get a Kaya's 1 counter on it, ghost form counter, it comes back to our hand and we rinse, repeat, baby. We just keep dropping the Woe Eater. We put a ghost form counter on it. We sacrifice it to itself, or let's say Deadly Dispute or Tend the Pest. And we just keep doing that over and over. Our opponent's going to keep losing cards. We're going to keep drawing cards. It's a beautiful thing. On top of that, we have tons more card draw value with Morbid Opportunist. Every time a creature dies, we get to draw a card. So huge, especially when we're sacrificing everything here. We've also got Rite of Oblivion because it's a great removal tool for everything, and we sacrifice creatures. So everything is, you can see the synergy starting to build up here. And then lastly, we have 2 Out of the Dawn Skies, another really fantastic sacrifice type tool, because when it dies, it does some really cool things. We can look at the top of our deck for some value, or we can put 1/1 counters on our creatures. So Owl is phenomenal. Love it in this deck, especially, again, if you can just get ghost form counters on this or this, you're in a really good spot, because you just start this infinite loop of replaying these cards and sacrificing them for crazy value. So this deck is phenomenal. I absolutely love this deck. We've also splashed in 3 Meat Hook Massacres because it plays really well with our deck. Typically, we're going to end up pinging our opponent to death with all these little creatures that we spit out and generating all this value. Over time, Meat Hook Massacre is just going to get the job done as far as damage goes. And yeah, man, that's it. We have one Awakening, which came in super clutch today because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 drop creatures. So if we get this down for 5, we can ultimately win an entire game with this card alone. And lastly, we have a little bit of a sideboard here for our Eye Twitch, of course. We have Environmental Sciences, 2 Necrotic Fumes, Containment Breach, Pest Summoning, Introduction to Prophecy, and Mascot Exhibition. But that's a lengthy intro, guys, because there's a lot going on here. But please, by all means, enjoy today's gameplay footage. And lastly, before I get out of here, I did want to say there was a huge update on the merch this weekend. I got a lot of stuff done. We pressed all the shirts. They're finally hanging up. I do got to steam them out, fold them, get them packaged up, and then I can start setting up the website. But I do want to say huge leap was taken this weekend. If you guys want updates on that kind of stuff, or just updates on my life, or just clips and really cool moments here on, you know, the videos and streams, you can check out the Twitter and Instagram. Both are in my description down below. There's links to both of those. You can give those a follow. But we did post some updates there for the merch. But anyways, onto the gameplay footage. Enjoy, guys. We'll see you back here at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It is New Capenna week. I'm excited. I know you're probably excited. You're probably not even wanting new decks right now. It's probably a little bit like, what are we doing here? You know, it's like new cards come out this week, brother. Well, we still got 2 decks to give you guys, so you're gonna take them and you're gonna like them. And hopefully today's deck is going to be a banger. We'll see. I got to play it a little bit, had some fun. It is a little tricky being ABZAN and needing specific colors to hit for you, and this is not a good starting hand. This is better. Just a little bit better. All right, we can go Innkeeper into Morbid. Seems pretty good. And then hopefully we can find some sacrificial tools. Yeah, green. I know I can get the Shambling Gas down on turn 1 here, but I still think the Innkeeper curve into the Morbid is a little bit better. Meat Hook's a good find. Meat Hook Massacre is a good find, and we do have the treasure to ramp us up a little bit, so that's going to be helpful. Meat Hook's going to be very good because we're playing against Gruul, we're playing against werewolves. There's going to be a lot of threats coming down we're going to need to take care of. So Meat Hook's going to be pretty much the only way to do that, except for Rite of Oblivion. That's also a great removal tool for us. Ultimately, the Morbid Opportunist is going to get some action for us too here, getting us some cards. Hopefully, if I play it, I might be playing it right into a early Meat Hook for us, and we might have to end up losing the Morbid, which I would hate to do. So we'll wait and see what happens here. See how this plays out. That's really good. Morbid into a Meat Hook for 2 seems really spicy. Oof. They are done. Like, I hate to be that guy, but they're kind of done here. Put a fork in them, they are done. We are going to take a little bit of a hit here, and this is more of a greedy play that I'm making here. But Meat Hook for 2 should get the job done, no problem. Because even these, I know they get a 1/1 counter when a permanent 4 or greater hits the battlefield, but they're not getting more than 2, or more than 1 permanent that's 4 or greater. So Meat Hook's hitting for 2, and we've got a nice clean sweep here. That means that stays on the field though, which is a little bit annoying, but Not the end of the world at all. Not at all. Get a card draw here, get some meat hook damage. Shambling gas, not fun, not fun. I need something better off the top here. This Seat of the Empire can handle this pretty well. That's annoying though, because they're gonna get a card now. Wow, they're gonna get 2 cards. That's good. That's good. The Tovolar saves the day. Dude, Tovolar is so undervalued, I think, right now. It's a great card. Alright, I can play both of these and I can still Seat of the Empire. That seems fine. No attacks. Just in case things get wonky, no attacks here. I need to start drawing cards though, so it's good that we have the Seat of the Empire to at least get us going here. And I can also block with the eye twitch. Very helpful. That's not good though. That's gonna make things a little too big for us to kill. Wow, really? They played it that way? That seems really odd. I guess they could be worried about a Wandering Emperor? I don't know. Deadly Disputes. I don't know if that's the call here. That doesn't feel very good. That doesn't feel very good. If I do this, eat my own treasure, I get 1 more treasure. I did just play this turn, so I won't be able to Seat. I think this Seat kind of takes precedence here over anything else. So, gonna have to... Oh, I didn't... Wait, hold on. Did I do the math on that wrong? This, eat the treasure, another treasure. No, I did that right. Okay. I had to get rid of Halana. Halana was a very bad threat that we did not want to see. Whenever it deals damage is okay. Deal that much damage to any target. It's 2 until end of turn. Okay. Fair enough. Gotta get rid of Tovolar. I can't let them keep drawing cards. It's not good for business. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of damage, but we will take it for now. That's a good draw. That's a very good draw. I like all of this. This is all good stuff. We get a big body out there now to block with in the Woe Eater, which is fantastic. It doesn't die to almost any burn or any sort of fight spells. I mean, it will die to a fight spell in this case because they have a Reckless Stormseeker, but I have a Deadly Dispute to hopefully get a little bit more value out of it, so that's nice. We're drawing so many cards now, guys, by the way, because not only does the Morbid Opportunist draw us cards, Deadly Dispute draws us cards, Woe Eater draws us cards. It's just going to be a card drawing machine at this point. I just got to figure out what the best play is here for that. All right, they're trying to draw cards too. Fair enough. One moment. My apologies. Allergies, guys. Allergies. Someone is fiddling at my door. All right, I think my wife just got it. All right, let's see here. You die, and we absorb 4. Okay. What do you got for me? I'm sure it's some sort of pump spell. Yep. Indestructibility. Okay. So if that's the case, we're going to Deadly Dispute the Woe Eater. That way we can get the most value out of this as we can. No trample, right? Okay, just want to make sure there's no trample on that thing because I could make that mistake and that'd be pretty bad. All right, so we do get an Awakening. That's nice. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can Awaken for 4 and get back 3 creatures. That's a big value swing right there. Big value swing. And we got an Owl. That's huge. All right, create the treasure. I think we're looking pretty darn good right here. if you ask me, man. 1, 2, 3 creatures, and we start gaining some life too. That seems pretty darn good. Let's do this for 4. This card is really, really good in this deck. That's so clutch. That is so clutch. More life gain seems pretty nice, but so does drawing more cards. I'm gonna go for the life gain. I think life gain in this position is a little bit more important because we do have one Morbid Opportunist out there already. I guess we can do both. I forgot about the treasure generator. Nice. All right, we get 2 Morbid Opportunists out there. Let's go. 2 life gain per entry of the battlefield now. Let's get an attack in there. Let's start dealing some damage. I think we've got this pretty much squared away. A few little minor misplays probably in that little bit of gameplay there, but it's all good. I'm pretty happy with how things are starting to pan out for us here. They're really just going to overly invest into their Reckless Stormseeker because it's so big, which is totally fine. But the good news for us is that we do have Rite of Oblivion, right? So that's kind of nice. We also could just do this and go grab ourselves an exiling effect this way. Look at all that value, man. Just absolute endless value. Just card draw, card draw, card draw. Crazy. All right, that's taken care of. Problem solved. Owl seems pretty fun. I can't lie. And no attacks. Let's just keep getting in over the top for 5 for vigilance, and that's fine. We keep back our 7/6 as a blocker. Ava Bruck is annoying though because it will transform on this next turn and give everything hexproof, which is brutal. So maybe we just got to get this meat hook going, man, and get this thing. I mean, I could though play 2 spells and just have it transform right back though, so it's not really the end of the world. Kind of stinks to give up that life gain, but I think it's fine. I kind of need the owl to go over the top for damage. We got to start dealing more damage. Tricky. It's a tricky spot, man. It's a tricky spot. I'm not sure exactly the best way to play that. And we got the 10 the pest. That's huge. That's what honestly I was kind of hoping for a while now. So glad that it finally came through. Vigilance over the top. Do this. Do this. That way they transform back into daytime and then they lose their Ava Bruck's abilities. Let's play them all. Let's just play everything. Not the shambling gas. I think we'll hold on to that, but the 2 eye twitches at least so I can go to the sideboard multiple times for some tools. All right, so we have 10 the pest, which I am going to play on my end step before it gets to the time where we have to decide what we sacrifice here. Guess I could have done it on their upkeep too to make them discard a card, but it's all good. It's all good. A lot of things we could potentially do. Like that's the thing. It's like I could do this, I could do that. But they're probably gonna try to draw a card with the werewolf here, maybe? No, they're not. All right, we'll go here. We'll tend the pests. We'll get 7 1/1s. This combo right here. This little tend the pest on the woe eater is absolutely bonkers. Not only do we make a good block here, we get to draw a card. We deal damage with the Meat Hook Massacre. We deal damage also with the woe eater. We're drawing cards with Morbid. We're drawing cards, and then we're dropping 7 pests. There's not a whole lot you can ask. Not a whole lot more you can ask for there. All right. How about a Kaya just to put the nail in the coffin, yeah? I thought that would just about do it. I can't lie. I thought that would just about do it. All right, back into Diamond Tier 2. Let's go. On our way to Mythic. We got to hit Mythic before the end, or before the end of this set and the new set releases. So All right, fantastic game, but I do want to try. I know we showcased the Woe Eater with the, you know, sacrificial 10 the pest combo, and I've done that before, and I'm really, really hyped about that combo. But I also want to showcase the combo where we can get a Woe Eater down and get a Kaya counter on it. That's when things really start to take off and we have some fun. Dude, this hand is such bait. I want it so bad. I'm keeping it. I have so many 1 and 2 drops that if I could just find one, this hand becomes really good. Just need one. Just need one. Uh-oh, just need one. Just need one. All right. I need that land, I think. I need the Besagio, I think, as a land. All right, this is fine. This is fine. We're fine. Nobody panic. Okay, start panicking. Start panicking, everybody. A meat hook off the top, though. I mean, come on. A meat hook off the top would definitely save this game. It'd be GG's if that happened. I know, it's like, what are you doing with all these cool cards with nothing to play with it? Oh my goodness, you're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. I wish there was an emoji that you could express to your opponent that said sorry. Not the oops, because oops is kind of messed up. It's kind of like, it's kind of trash talk. But saying sorry, like genuinely, like, hey man, I'm sorry. I know how that must feel with me top decking that godly. Like, it's probably doesn't feel great. I've been on the other receiving end of that, and it's not fun. Not fun. Now Kaya's going off. Yikes. Yikes. Come on, find me one drop that I can Kaya Ghost Form and then Deadly Dispute. That would be busted. Ah, come on. No creatures. That's crazy. I have so many 1, 2, and 3 drops. You gotta have at least one for me here. Come on. Look at all these amazing tools we have too.
Run away. You'll be safer.
Well. All right, create your 2/2. That's fine.
I'll be back.
What? They could have created a 2/2. What are they doing? Our opponent, I don't think, knew that they could create a 2/2 in that spot.
Well, you're not lacking for spirit.
That did not seem like it was a very good idea. Well, we do get the combo off of Kaya plus anything equals amazing. Because Kaya now is going to just lock the game down by putting these ghost form counters on them. I thought what was going to happen there, hear me out, they actually were not in that bad of a spot. They could have taken the Wandering Emperor in response, created a 2/2, right? Then they could have plussed this up to make it a 3/3. They would have killed Kaya. And then, I mean, our board states would be all squared away from there. So I'd be in a really tough position, but yeah, I'll take it, I guess. You know, some games, the chips to just fall right where they are supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, the chips just fall perfectly in line. All right, opponent goes first. I have a decent hand. Could use a 1-drop though to make it perfect. Well, already I think we're in trouble because our opponent here playing Hall of the Storm Giants means it's a control deck. All right, is it control? All right, what is this? Kiki Jiki thing? Yeah. So I could give them more mana, which might be bad because they like treasure, which means they want to ramp. So I don't know if I like that. Oh, man. I don't like this play, but I don't have much of a better play, to be honest. I think this is still the better play of the things we could do. Obviously, their 2/2 creates treasure too, so I mean, their mana's pretty much unlimited, but we stopped their hand from getting any bigger. Let's hope they're not running counter spells here, because I could kill the gold span here with the Rite of Oblivion if we find what we need. We don't find what we need. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. This was not our game. This was not our game to begin with, and the hand that we started with, not our hand. Kind of a bad matchup, if I'm being honest. Jeez, they got what, 10 billion mana to use, and I could have blocked a 2/2. Nice, slick. I got caught admiring their treasures and just feeling like we're dead in the water. Plus I have strawberry lemonade. You can't blame me, man. All right. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Goldspan, what? Does it die or does it not die? Of course it doesn't die. They have saw it coming. Why not? So they are running counter magic. Feels bad, man. Sure. Maybe let's block the 2/2 this time. That sounds like a good idea. I'm sure our opponent's about to hit like an infinite turns loop or something like that. As much treasure as they're trying to generate, I would imagine they're trying to ramp into extra turns. There's Mario Command for 2. That puts me at a 6. They just need one more gold span dragon and they win the game here, so let's see if they find it. I would imagine they do. That'll do it. GG, my friend. Good game. Not really. That was a really, really bad game, but nothing we could have really done from the beginning, so it's all good. On to the next one. All right. Is it, man? Is it still a powerhouse to be dealt with, huh? Is it is really good, man. Goldspan Dragon is just freaking crazy. It's crazy. All right, I get to go first with a great starting hand. Okay. This is the kind of start I've needed since the beginning. This is the ideal start. A Deadly Dispute with something to sacrifice to it. Let's ramp hard, man. Let's ramp up really hard, because if we find a Kaya off the top or something and we can play it on turn 3, would be spectacular. All right, no attacks. They can attack over the top, obviously mill me out. So let's do this. Boom, boom. I can't generate a treasure here. I really do have to take care of this wind robber, unfortunately. No ninjutsu for you, my friend. Meat hook's pretty good. Oh no, I think Morbid Opportunist is the play here. I don't know if I like that play, but it is what it is. We have to do what we got to do. I think drawing cards is more important right now because we don't have any lands in hand. We need to make sure we hit our land drops. All right. That's annoying. Okay, that's also annoying. Let's this, that, An Oblivion, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Gosh, none of this feels great. I wish I would have drawn some lands here, man. We're drawing all of our 2-drops now, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing at the moment, but would have loved to mix it up and get some lands, maybe. All right, we're still in the driving seat, though. I mean, our opponent's only got 4 cards left in hand. We're driving this truck for sure because we have ways to get mana now. More exiling tools. Meat hook for 1 seems fine. Meat hook for 1. They flash something in, I'm sure, and I'm gonna regret not playing that for 2, but fading hope. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We still have Shambling Ghast into the Rite of Oblivion next turn if we can find a land off the top. Maybe I don't want to land actually at this point. Maybe because we have the Environmental Sciences, we're good on that. Yeah, we need like a Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute would be the best top deck for sure. Yeah, I thought that was wishful thinking. All right. Yeah, it just feels bad. It feels bad because I don't need to exile this Wind Robber. I just needed to -1/1 on it, but oh well. All right, we get it. I got Innkeepers and Shambling Ghast in my deck. We all understand. You can give me other things though. It's okay. Like, it's gonna be okay. Just in case we draw an owl, we want to make sure we have another white source. All right, let's double the Innkeepers here. And now our opponent and me are both just going for top decks. The only benefit of the situation for us is the fact that we have more mana and we have creatures on the board and we have passive damage and life gain. So that is nice. The other problem for us though is they just played Xerath Sand and everything I just said doesn't matter. Oh man, that's not good. That is not good. That is better. It's not a bad top deck. When we're in this spot, not a bad card to fall on here. Yikes. There's our 4th. Let me just make that very clear. Our 4th Prosperous Innkeeper and our first top 20 cards. Not that I'm not happy that we found 1 or 2, but come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, man? Sure, let's get some damage going here. No priorities being held here, so this is definitely not a flash creature, nor is it an instant speed card, which tells me it's probably a land and they're just holding the card to try to scare me, maybe? I don't know. I do that sometimes. Don't do it. How annoying. How utterly annoying. They just top decked that too because they were not holding priority last turn. Keep in mind that Scry was to the top. No shot. What is going on? They weren't holding priority. Now all of a sudden they're drawing what they need. Now they got 2 instant spells? That makes no sense. Oh man, what do you gotta take from my yard? Probably the Morbid Opportunist, right? Of course. And of course I draw amazing card that would have just saved the day. So attacking him with the Innkeeper there just totally cost us the game. Totally cost us the game. Guess I should have done this prior to this. Playing the eye twitch, that way we gained 1 more life, but it's fine. I don't think this is going to come down to who's got more life, so Oh man, good old Orbit Opportunist now working against us. If I just didn't attack with the Innkeeper, that's it. That's it. We would have won. Not won, but we would have got the Orbit Opportunist back at least, and we'd be the one drawing cards right now. So that feels pretty bad. Both attacking in here, huh? Yeah, I'll go to my sideboard twice, sure. Huge. Huge. All right. Love, 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 love this.
As innocent people too.
Come on, top deck, produce. All right, now we're looking really good. We got ourselves our own Morbid Opportunist, and Kaya is now on the board. That's residual passive income right there. That's just value, baby. By the way, we switched to the old fishy here as our new pet, so that's kind of fun. We got a new little pet going on. Have it. You can have it, my friend. I don't need my thing dying so you can draw a card. You're not killing Kaya with 1 damage. You better have something better than that. I do have ninjutsu stuff though, so that's kind of scary. Maybe I should have blocked it.
This distraction.
Zareth Sand. Yeah, there's some ninjutsu nonsense going on. Gotta be careful. Let's do this.
You'll be fine.
Let's do this. That takes care of that problem. We don't get to draw a card because we are exiling the Innkeeper instead of just sacrificing it. But that's value. Oh no. Oh well. Oh well. We didn't get to kill the Opportunist. That feels bad. That does feel bad. But hey, we can bounce their Opportunist right off of ours and nobody trades. So that's good stuff. Innkeeper into another Opportunist, and then we just keep plussing with Kaya, making it things impossible for our opponent to deal with. Eventually, I gotta imagine they are gonna draw some nonsense here. I guess we put one here first. I would like to put it on the Innkeeper though, because I am going to be way more prone to sacrificing the Innkeeper as opposed to the Opportunist. All right, Fading Hope. That's annoying. Whatever though, if that's your big play, I'll take it. One to the bottom. We like to see that. We like to see that. Still holding priority 2, which means more instant speed shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans here. What is going on here? What do you got? Just play it. Just play it. Just pull the band-aid, man. You're stressing me out. Stressing me out. Play the gosh darn card. Well, let's hope there's no sweepers. Because we are full sending here to get that card advantage. No attacks. We can just use it as a blocker and hopefully draw some cards. We saw how bad attacking in with that one Innkeeper turned out to be. And sure enough, it's a Zareth Sand. Good thing we left our blockers back. I wonder if they attack in here because I get 2 cards, they get 1 when something dies. So I wonder how worth it they think it is to attack. Apparently they really think it's worth it. All right, we got ourselves a Rite of Oblivion. That's big time because it's going to allow us to draw 2 cards and exile something. That's so huge. And with the Kaya's ghost form counter, it makes it even better. I think I'm gonna just take their morbid opportunist to just stop their value train, man, because our value train is completely ready to go and on the road right now. So
Well, you're not lacking for spirit.
do you, man? That's your last card you're getting with my card. There we go. There's the scoop. I was gonna say that is the last card you're drawing with my morbid opportunist, fam. We are about to take over. Dang, that's a long game. All right, on to the next one. Let's go on to the next one, man. Kaya absolutely dominates. Love that planeswalker, man. It's such a good planeswalker. It's got the absolute best minus in the entire game, though. If you think about it, it's like minus exile anything. That's amazing. I can't lie. Oh, that's about as good as it gets right there. I can't believe it didn't get shown more love when it first came out. I do vaguely remember when it first came out, I made a deck with it like right away, immediately. I didn't use it correctly, obviously, because people started learning how to use it with sacrificing and whatnot. But man, I thought it was going to be so good, and I remember people being like, ah, it's all right. Still doesn't see a lot of play, but I think it is a great card. Being able to just no restriction exile anything is bonkers. It's usually exile target attacking creature, exile something that's an enchantment or artifact. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dog? All right, enough of that. Dude, this strawberry lemonade has got me hyped right now. I'm freaking all hopped up on Mountain Dew over here. All right, we're playing runes, I'm guessing. Nothing by turn 2 though. Feels really good. I'm thinking. All right, I'm going for the greedier play, and much greedier play. They didn't play anything on turn 2 here. This probably will get exiled with Circle of Confinement or something like that, and I'll regret it. But okay, we don't get a we don't lose the morbid opportunist. That's huge, because we're gonna draw a bunch of cards next turn and ramp. Both of these are so good. Maybe we just go for this now and maybe try to hit another land so we can use these as utility pieces. Seems fine to me. Treasure. All right. No attacks. I do need to find some kill spells here, though. I need to find a Rite of Oblivion, Kaya, Meat Hook Massacre, any one of those, and I'll be pretty happy. We can use the Seed of the Empire on the Runeforged champion if they really invest into it. Okay, that's annoying, but they did just play their 4th land drop, so there's nothing coming of this for this turn. They're just taking 1 turn off, essentially, here. All right, that's fine. Another utility land. This one I don't think we'll need, so let's play that one out. This is tricky, man. We got some good cards in hand right now, but no great targets. Like, we need better targets to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it's just not, we're not in the best spot. Part of me says we should have destroyed the Scalds because it's just going to make the Runeforged champion massive. But I don't know. Oh, they're spreading the love a little bit here. That's good. So the champion dies if it attacks in here. We'd love to see that. That's pretty big. I mean, them putting the 1/1 counters on the other creature was a pretty big mistake for them. And we draw 2 cards off this. That is big. That is so big. We get a Kaya. Don't mind if I do. Oh my goodness. And then we've got the
It's the least.
Woe Eater, guys. This is where things get spicy. We get the Woe Eater ghost form counter, and then we just start going off with the Woe Eater. I mean, look at their hand. Obviously, they're not in a bad spot. They've got a pretty good situation building over there. But, I mean, it's going to be nothing compared to what we're about to do. Nothing. Like, we've got this weird, janky combo piece, Voltron, but it's about to come together, and it's going to be nice. All right, we really got to find, though, we have to find Rite of Oblivion, because we got to start picking these creatures off a little bit, especially the Kami, because the Kami just keeps coming back over time. That has trample too. Oh, this is not going to be good. This is not good. We're not going to be able to stop that from getting through. I mean, we could just block with both our Morbid Opportunists. That actually isn't a bad idea. I think saving Kaya here so we could do our big shebang is the way to go. They go face. Okay. Interesting. All right, here we go. Here we go, baby. The combo that we've been waiting for. We get down the Woe Eater, right? The Woe Eater gets a ghost form counter on it. We then sacrifice it to the Tend the Pests. They will have to draw, or they will have to discard. We can draw. They take some life too. But the question is, do we do it now? I believe we do. Let's do it. Let's do it. And then we get the Woe Eater back in hand. Morbid Opportunist draws us a ton of cards. This is just fantastic. This is fantastic. Opponent discards a card, takes damage. And we got ourselves a Rite of Oblivion, because why not? Because why not, you know? Yo, that's brutal, man. Holy cow. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. If we could just find ourselves a Meat Hook Massacre, that's how we're just gonna ping them to death. GG's. I'd say that's pretty GG's. No matter how big that Runeforge champion gets, doesn't matter. We have a Rite of Oblivion here, so they've got to be trying to figure that out, I'm sure. They are going to give trample, though, which is annoying. We can absorb a lot of damage, though. We have 6 1/1 pests. Morbid Opportunist. All right. Let's not forget, in emergency purposes, we can minus on Kaya too to exile, so that's kind of cool. Yep. Any more you want to drop down, or you good? I'd really wish you'd stop, but all right. What's happening here, my guy? What's happening? You going in for the attack yet? We're drawing a lot of cards. Yes, we're drawing 2 cards. Touch of a Spirit Realm, sure. One counter. They take what? The Morbid Opportunist, I'm assuming, because they keep highlighting it. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9. I can absorb 10 damage. So Kaya would survive, and I could do my combo again. Which would be pretty awesome, I can't lie. Would love that. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to survive. Let's find out. Okay, they're up to 12, so we can absorb 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Kaya does survive by 1. By 1. What a long, drawn-out turn that was, huh? Close. They got close, but they did not kill Kaya.
You'll get what you deserve.
We gain a ton of life. We draw a card thanks to our opportunist. Nice. Eye twitch is fun. Maybe the eye twitch is the play here on this. Like so.
Don't worry. I got you.
And then we go to the sideboard here and we go ahead and we kill the spirit realm. Get back our morbid opportunist. That seems pretty good. They do have a 3/3 trampler. Let's keep that in mind. There's a hollowed haunting as well. We're not out of the woods yet here, ladies and gentlemen. Seiju helps a lot with the hollowed haunting situation. I still need to find a meat hook massacre to just really clean things up here a bit and fix things. I also could use another Rite of Oblivion. A lot of things I could use. We are drawing things like crazy though. We should be able to get through our deck pretty fast to get what we need. They're down to only, 3 cards in hand, which feels awesome. They're activating lands. That's huge. They're trying to go wide around to kill Kaya. Might have to let Kaya go here. Maybe. Let's find out how they attack. This could be a bad attack on their part. We'll see. That's it? Okay. Happy to make that trade. Very happy to make that trade. Why activate your Hydra if you're not going to attack with it? That seems kind of odd. I guess they thought about it and then they changed their mind. I don't know. All right. All right, well, Eater, let's go do your thing again. Let's go do the thing. The thing. This time we're gonna do that instant speed with the deadly dispute.
You'll be fine.
Definitely take care of that. Can't have that lingering. Can't have that lingering. And we'll play the eye twitch as well. Seems good. Nice. Let's go. We're in it, baby. We're in it. All right, so it might be advantageous to play the Deadly Dispute now just because our opponent only has 2 cards in hand as opposed to 3. Plus, they might play out some cards here. But I think we wait. I don't think it's going to be super great either way because they get selection on discard, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just see what they play next. If they play a spell, then we Deadly Dispute, forcing them to discard their last card in hand. But having a 7/6 body to block with is what I'm really hyped about, is that like we can do this as we declare blockers, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of cool. Also, it keeps them from potentially even thinking about attacking. The best bet is to, like they're doing now, they're looking to activate Hydra to make it big enough to get through my Woe Eater, but they're not even going to gain this life because they attack in, we sack it, and we're good to go. This is all good stuff, man. It's all working out nicely. It's all working out nicely. Woe Eater comes back to hand, draws us a card. They lose a card. 2 more cards. There's our meat hook. Let's freaking go. I say now's just as good of a time as any. I guess we could have flew over the top for 3 additional damage there, but let's just get the meat hook in, man. I need to get it in. Definitely probably should have flown over the top there. All good though. Yeah, let's go for some like finishing moves here. Innkeeper into Woe Eater into plus with Kaya, and then we need something to block the layer with, so I will give them an eye twitch, which gives me value, so good blocker there. And this is lockdown city now, baby. Lockdown city now. GG's. A rune player with 32 life in a land with 8/8 lifelink on it just conceded because they saw the writing on the wall. Dude, this deck is sick. I'm super psyched about this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I had so much fun playing this one. I'm so glad we got to get some of these combos off so you can see just how well this deck can perform when the synergies start to connect. But before I dive in and we talk about this any further, I just want to say everyone who's made it this far into the video and can hear the sound of my voice right now, huge shout out and thank you to you for your support, because when you stay this far into the videos, YouTube loves to see that. They'll push my videos out to more people because of the retention. So thank you for that. Appreciate you for that. And let's talk about it, man. So like I said, really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a very fun deck that I cannot wait to continue to play. This one's on the save list for sure. This one's on the list of playable decks that I want to continue to grow and maybe adjust a little bit, but mostly I think it's fairly decent, man. I don't think there's too much here that we can arguably change to make it a little bit better. I've messed with this one quite a bit, and there's a lot going on here where I used to have in the deck. I'll kind of explain some of the stuff I had in the deck prior, but to kick things off, in the 5-drop position here, we have Owl, right? The dragon. Well, there's also another dragon here that has similar value. There it is. It's Junji. Forgot the name of the card. Junji. I had Junji in this slot, and Junji offers some really cool value as well, because when it dies, you can make your opponent, discard cards, or you can bring back a creature from a graveyard, which is pretty cool. A graveyard, and it becomes your creature, which is pretty sweet. But if we were milling our opponent in some way, shape, or form, I would take this card over Owl, but I think Owl generates us more of a for sure value. Like what I'm saying? So with Junji, it's almost like, okay, I could make him discard 2 cards, but once we get Junji down for 5 and then follow that next turn up with some sort of sacrifice ability or whatever it may be, your opponent's typically on 1 or 2 cards left in hand anyways, unless they're a control mage. So this didn't really make a whole lot of sense, because there's a lot of times when we were bringing back like Shambling Ghast and Eye Twitch. It just wasn't playing very good for us, and there was no benefits to making our opponent discard. But with Owl, if you can't get the 1/1 counters, that's fine, because what you do is you go in the top of your deck and you look for permanents, 4 value or less, and put them on the battlefield. That right there is always going to be good. Obviously, there's opportunities there where you miss, but I believe Owl over the Junji makes a little bit more sense. Plus, the Vigilance is a lot of fun. It's a good time. Ultimately, though, aside from that, I would really like to add one more Agadium's Awakening, because we saw that come in clutch. Not only in playtesting, but I think in the video as well. But this card is phenomenal, especially when we have such a great curve out, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. Like, that's really, really good. I do wish I could get the combo off with Kaya a little bit more, maybe adding one more Kaya, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense. I feel like where we've got everything as far as like the 2-ofs, 3-ofs, I feel like the numbers are pretty spot on and solid. Rite of Oblivion was really good, but being able to play it from flashback, you don't really need all 4. Also Tend to Pest with this, I mean, that combo's really, really cool and fun, but I don't think we need any more than 2 Tend to Pest, because with the Tend to Pest, that's probably the one card you can ultimately cut the most. Might even be able to drop it completely, because it really only works with this card and this card, and you don't even really want to use it with an Owl unless you've got a Ghost Form counter on it. So, I mean, the Tend the Pest, it doesn't work great with any of our other creatures because they're 1 power. So the synergies with this card isn't 100%, and that's why we've only got 2 in the deck. So if you wanted to cut this all together for maybe one more Meat Hook Massacre and, I don't know, maybe another Agadium's Awakening, you've got yourself a pretty cool situation there. I still like it in the deck, though, because when it does hit, the Woe Eater or the Dawn Sky, it's so good, especially when there's a Meat Hook on the field. It just generates us so much value and damage and life gain that it's hard to beat us from that point. So I do want to keep it in the deck, but it is something that if you wanted to cut, you totally could, and probably in some cases would be for the better. But that's gonna do it, guys. I mean, that's all I gotta say about the deck. I think it was a lot of fun as far as what we've built and what this is supposed to do. I think we got the best shell for it, but I could be wrong. As always, I'm going to leave the rest to you guys. If you guys have any ideas on how to make the deck better, please by all means leave it in the comments down below. Would love to hear your thoughts on the deck, how you think you can make it perform better. But that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna end today's video. Again, working on the merch stuff, pretty excited about that. Give that Twitter and Instagram a follow if you haven't already. And before I get out of here, huge shout out as always to the Marty Mob, man. Not only is the Marty Mob the inspiration behind the merch and all the cool designs, but the Marty Mob is the cornerstone of this channel, man. They help support the channel financially through their membership program. So huge thank you to them as always. Can never forget to give them a big thanks at the end of the video and let them know just how much I appreciate them. But also wanting to get some new badges made as well as some emotes. So that's also in the works. A lot of stuff I'm working on in the background. But thanks for your patience on all of that, guys, because I want to make sure your experience as a Marty Mob member is the best. And yeah, man, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much. If you want to learn more about the Marty Mob and how to become a member, you can hit the join button down below or a link in the description. That's gonna do it though. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks to the meta. This ain't cheap.